What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Tiege Hanley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Tiege Hanley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people, and I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Tiege Hanley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, friends and family? How y'all feel? I think I turned the mic down. Let me see. Yo, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now we cooking with fish grease. What up, friends and family? How y'all feel? I am happy y'all are here for the Millionaire Morning Show. And we in the building, all right? Let's get to it. We got a lot to cover today. First of all, I want to say I appreciate y'all for continuing to hold this down. Thank you to everybody that tunes in to After Hours. Thank you to everybody that finds me on other platforms. We're not going to mention it. And thank you to everybody that adds value into our lives. I appreciate my co-hosts. I appreciate everybody that's really, really, truly, truly. When you discover me, you never leave. You don't feel no type of way. If I offend you, then you just take your L and you keep it moving. I appreciate y'all. I see that, Kevin H. I definitely see it. But we're not going to get into the whole thing of the YouTube channel and all of that. We definitely got a lot to discuss today. First on the docket, we got to discuss the Jess Hilarious situation. I want to have a conversation about that. People are burning up Teslas in a form of protest. We'll get to that. But in the meantime, Elon Musk was bringing astronauts down from space, and y'all keep telling us that he's not a genius. Trump talks about Canada. Canada talks about tariffs and quitting your 9-to-5 job or going back to your 9-to-5 job after you quit it and you decided to become a content creator. We're going to get into all of that. It is on the docket. First thing I want to do is acknowledge the people that support the platform via Cash App. Shout out to Mike That Dude. Mike That Dude says, what up, though? I appreciate you. Thank you, Mike That Dude. Rome Grant says, good morning. This is Chef G. Can you unblock? I got some people that's unblocked. I'll go after the show and I'll make sure that the people get unblocked. This is from the Millionaire Morning Show. Not sure why I'm blocked. What y'all doing to get blocked? What y'all? I know my moderators. I trust my moderators. Y'all must have said something crazy. I'm gonna figure out who blocked and who unblocked. We're gonna see that. Spencer Campbell, thank you for holding me down. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And I will be reading Cash Apps and Super Chats throughout the show. Not that we require you to, but we always like to acknowledge the people that support the platforms. Let me back up for a minute, and I definitely want to have a conversation with the people and set some ground rules since people are saying that they blocked. Now, we invite all voices over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. The thing that we do not tolerate is overly disrespectful, This is a family show, so we want to make sure that we add value into people's lives. We may get a little bit unruly, but we try to rein it in because we know that people are watching us during work hours. All right. So if you have a difference of opinion, I love that. We don't operate in an echo chamber. You are more than free to voice your opinion, but we do not deal with disrespect. All right. I had to block somebody first time in about a month and a half. Yesterday on After Hours, they just had to say some. People push the line. They're like bad children. They're like bad kids. And Anton unblock me. No, unblock your mouth. Unblock, and it wasn't even nothing towards me. It was something towards somebody on the panel. And I said, unblock your mouth. Watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you learn how to disagree and disagree without getting overly disrespectful? You got to talk about somebody's mama or something like that. Like, y'all too old for this. I don't even like rules. I don't set rules in my own household. My daughter don't even have rules because she know what she's supposed to do and what she ain't supposed to do. Well, I got to give you a rule. Well, I got to set you a bedtime. You don't know to get reasonable amount of sleep so that you're ready to get to school in the morning and take care of business? I shouldn't have to put rules on y'all. Want to just towing the line. Towing the line. I'm going to start putting restrictions. We got an option on YouTube where we can basically restrict certain words to where if you say that word, it'll automatically block you and flag you out. Maybe I just need to start putting restrictions. I don't want to do that. I don't got time for that. For those of y'all that's been following me on my blog, you see what my life is like. My life is busy. I am busy. Busy. Every minute counts. Every single minute counts. You cannot miss not even a little bit. Y'all be upset if the show get pushed back on the Millionaire Morning Show 15 minutes because my valet wasn't as ready as they supposed to be. You don't want to hear that. You don't care nothing about my excuses. You just want to make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I don't miss. I make sure that I'm on here every single day. We haven't missed a show in years. And when we did miss a show, we made sure that we made up for it. Got to take care of business. Got to be on top of it. Come on, man. Get y'all lives together. You too grown. You too big. And if you acting like that on the Millionaire Morning Show, I can only imagine how you acting in your relationship. Probably just unruly. Can't do what you're supposed to do. Ain't on top of it. It's one person. I'm going to start calling y'all names out. It's one person. They just getting blocked slowly but surely from every platform. I see them being disrespectful on one platform. Block. Her name is, let me tell you, her name is Lady D. Lady D. Chick named Lady D. And now I seen her pop up on After Hours yesterday. She was very careful with her words. So you got to make an example of people sometimes. You have to make an example of people. Real talk. You got to make an example of people because if you don't make an example of somebody, then people is just going to keep on going and they're going to keep on and they're going to push the line a little bit more, a little bit more. Tap that hand, tap that butt. Then they going to get, I'm sorry, I should have never did it before. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She crazy disrespectful. Then you got to block her. But she watch every show. Watch every show, no matter what the time is. Daytime, nighttime, it's like she don't even sleep. They're supporting the platform, just being there talking crazy. You know she's some old lady that's sitting in the back of the room that got let me stop. I was about to do my After Hours monologue, but I'm not going to do that. Come on, man, grow up. We too old for this. You too old. And I know that this is how y'all act in y'all relationships. Yo girl, yo guy, she just keep on being unruly. Keep talking about, this my truth. This is my truth. You don't want to hear my truth. I mean, I'm just being okay, you know what? Cut off. Let her go on one too many times. Come back too many times late. Came back last night, locks changed. She gonna be unruly at first. She gonna be tough at first. 2 days in, no phone call, no reply, no interaction, no nothing. I thought you left me. Get your black head in this house. Grab him by the ear. Get your big head in this house. What's wrong with you? You know you ain't supposed. I know. I don't know what was going on with me. I was crazy. That's why families stayed together back in the day. That's why families stayed together back in the day. Sometimes men had too heavy of a hand and then, addressing the issue. But the reality is that you got to let them, sometimes you got to let them suffer. Let them suffer a little bit. If it's for you, she'll come back. If not, then let she for the street. She was never supposed to be with you in the first place. When you see people that are just hateful every day, they've never had anything good to say, they've never agreed with you, you know that that's just an evil person. They family hate them. They don't even get invited to the barbecue, but they still be pulling up to the barbecue. You know why they pull up to the barbecue? Because they found out through somebody else that having a barbecue, then they pull up to the barbecue. Why? How come ain't nobody let me know? Read the room, because you a hateful B-I-T. And then you can finish the rest of the words. It's because you evil. People keep running in the victim Olympics. I seen Jazz the other day. She did a real little. People be acting like I don't be knowing what's going on because I be so busy. I pay attention. People send me stuff on my email. Jazz was on the platform talking big smack. I'm up there last night defending her. Hey guys, we're not gonna speak about last night because Jazz is not here to defend herself. She on the platform, and I can't believe the way that I said, okay, all right, I'll be paying attention. People don't even be knowing. You be having big plans for them, potential opportunities, big plans, potential opportunities. But we rock with Jazz. We like Jazz. She cool. We don't have no problem with her whatsoever. I'm just saying, man, be careful. Be careful. Y'all don't even be knowing what be going on. And y'all just be acting victim Olympians all day long. Anyways, I don't want to get too far into it. I don't want to get too far into it. Welcome to the Millionaire Morning Show. Are y'all part of the Patreon? Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. You said Kevin Samuels never acknowledged his haters. It's not that I don't acknowledge haters. I just make sure I want people to be better. I want people to be better. Kev had his style. Kev had his way of going about doing things. And we would often discuss what the most effective strategy for certain things were. I certainly have my own style. But I don't know. I'm evolving. I'm growing. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, again, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Tiege Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. If you guys are not a part of the Patreon, you seriously need to make sure you get leveled up. New video coming soon. We dropping that as soon as I can find it in my schedule to get things finished and set up. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me read some of these super chats and we're going to go ahead and get it popping with the show. Chase Barnes says, happy Wednesday, AD and peeps. Enjoy your soon-to-be award-winning vlog series. Great work, my guy. I'm glad that y'all enjoying the vlog. It's crazy. Clot says the craziest thing about Jess and Loren is Jess's boss. How do you tell your boss to shut up on air? I don't know about that one. Good morning. How people be answering phones when they get their hands cut off for stealing. I'm not doing that. I'm not even going to do it. Hello? A lot more women than we realize are really like Jazz, though. Shout out to James Z. DeBanga in the building. I appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Lord bless us to go about having a phenomenal show. Bless it to be edifying, entertaining, and then also bless people to be distracted with good information so they can lean into that information and then hopefully make better decisions in their life. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get started with the show. Again, if you guys have not already, make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. If you've been here more than once, twice, 3 times or later, make sure that you tap into the Patreon and make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. Let's go ahead and get rocking with the show. All right, Eric Williams, I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Thank you, my friend. So, without further ado, we want to go ahead and address the elephant in the room. The Breakfast Club. Now, a lot of people have been predicting that Jess Hilarious would eventually be replaced with Loren Lorenza. All right. I know that it's a lot of you that say that the Breakfast Club fell off. You don't necessarily watch them anymore. Neither here nor there. I partly personally believe that this is a ploy for content. I think that they are looking to get back into the algorithm more because it's not that they're irrelevant, but they are not as relevant as they used to be. And they just kind of middling in the road, kind of doing like this, and people is kind of tuned out, especially after a lot of the different things that they've said and done that doesn't align with what people are really rocking out or why they discovered them in the first place. They kind of getting tired, you know. Got to reinvent yourself, got to keep yourself inside of the algorithm or whatever. So I think that they are milking this for all that they can milk it for. However, I think that there is actually some truth in it too, because since the beginning of this entire little experiment, since Angela Yee left the Breakfast Club, and I thought that Angela Yee was a smart one, I am willing to bring myself back to the front of the congregation and say that I was wrong about that, because Angela Yee, I don't know what I was thinking at the time. Maybe it was because DJ Envy was dealing with so many allegations when it came to real estate and there was just so many problems. But Angela Yee decided that she wanted to divest herself from the Breakfast Club and then take a chance and gamble on herself. Now, I'm not a person that is opposed to taking a risk and gambling on yourself, but I will say that it does not seem like that All the Way Up show with Angela Yee is hitting the way that they thought that it was going to hit. Do it? It's a little dead in the water, a little boring. A lot of people are propped up by the system. They are propped up by sponsorships and syndication. And, you know, they may have came into the game at a time where you didn't have many options. And so you kind of embraced it. And she was a part of the Breakfast Club. And you can't take that away from her. But at the same time, by herself, some people just need to be role players. It kind of reminds me of when Pippen went to Portland. You know, when Jordan retired and Pippen had the opportunity to do it on his own and he kind of had a little tantrum. Like, he was okay, but he wasn't the same Pippen with Jordan. And I think that Pippen kind of feels some type of way about that, because that those 2 years that Jordan left the Bulls, and then on top of that, once Pippen decided that he was going on his own and they broke up the Bulls, you know what I'm saying? We try to forget about Pippen during the Portland years. You know what I'm saying? We try to forget about the 2 years in time and the time that Jordan retired. It's just not the same. It's not the same. But, you know, they brought in Jess Hilarious, and then they brought in Loren Lorenza, and that's because Jess Hilarious decided that she wanted to get pregnant. And sometimes that opens the door for your replacement. I'll get into that in a minute. So this is Jess Hilarious, and I know that they doing their little clips on the Breakfast Club. I'm not even going to review those. Jess Hilarious decided to go live and air out her grievances, and she's not fired apparently, but she decided to air out her grievances with the Breakfast Club. This is what she had to say.
The whole year I co-hosted, eating that shit up until I had to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a baby. In this industry, what I'm doing ain't no right time to have a baby, so you have them when you have them. I don't regret when I got pregnant. I don't. I got pregnant on fucking purpose. That's what I wanted, a baby, and that's what I got. You know what I'm saying? But
why y'all so angry? It's like y'all hangry, y'all hungry, and y'all angry at the same time. Why y'all so angry? I just, you know, I can't imagine. A lot of people say, Anton, you love Molly. Anton, they tried to hold me accountable yesterday and act like I'm biased towards Molly. You know why Molly gets treated the way that she gets treated from me, regardless if we agree or not on multiple subjects? It's because she's nice. I say a lot of times that it's so much easier to work with women that are a cultural fit. And what women a lot of times, especially men that are angry, regardless of whether you agree with her or not, what they don't understand is that Molly is the type of person that gets what she wants because she's a nice person. I say all the time that women teach men how to treat them. Women teach men how to treat them. That tough talk, and I'm not talking about disagreeing on the subject. I'm talking about your overall aura, your energy. When you just an angry person, a woman A woman that is nice, they can get a man to melt in their hands. 1,000. It don't even matter what they say. Oh my God, I'm crazy. We be like, yeah, you crazy, but you cute though, and you nice. Bring your crazy self over here. Oh my God, women can say literally, they can say anything, but women teach men how to treat them. When I see a Jess Hilarious, I see anger. Women that, men can curse, but women that be cursing all the time, you be like, yeah, I hear you, baby, but it just ain't the same,
I wanted Breakfast Club. You feel me? And I'm gonna say this. I don't fucking need to be there. I wanted to be there. I loved being there. That was my shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that was my shit. I used to be happy as a motherfucker on the radio. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I'm not intimidated by no woman walking on this earth. I give a crown to that girl. If you listen to the show, you know. Nigga talking about she tried to be my friend. Excuse me? Ain't nobody trying to be no motherfucking friends. What are we talking about? We just naturally, organically became cool. Once I realized what the fuck was going on, like I said, my anger was misplaced. No, I did not like her when I first came back.
So much tough talk. So, of course, she didn't like her when she came back. Women don't like women most of the time. Women don't like women most of the time when they also are taking their job and they getting the most attention. It's difficult for them to exist, regardless of whether they're on a Breakfast Club or they're in corporate America. Women don't like when other women get more attention from whoever it is that's making the decisions in the organization. Is this the truth?
I didn't. Even down to how I was supposed to return. Like, we had a whole plan on how I was supposed to come back. When I walk in the room, she never left. First thing she said is not, how your baby doing? No, that was Envy, because he's the family man, right? How was maternity leave? No. That's not the first. The first thing that she talks about is the shit that was in the comments. What the fuck would make me want to talk about the fucking comments first? I got a beautiful baby at home. Why?
Because that's your job, is to talk about whatever it is that's popular. We don't care about your personal life. Oh, we supposed to care about your personal life because it's personal to you. Or we supposed to make sure that we get this platform popping by addressing the things that everybody want to hear about, right? No. See, I can appreciate Loren because even though I don't necessarily agree with her political takes or her, victim Olympian Black Lives Matters type takes, she grinds, she hustles, she about that stuff. The difference between Jess and Loren, first of all, let me address this maternity leave thing because I know that women don't want to hear this, but I'm definitely going to say this. And you need this tough love so that you can make a better decision. This is why women don't make as much money as men. Because men are willing to sacrifice everything to be successful. They'll sacrifice the time that they spend at home. They'll sacrifice time spending with the homies. They'll do whatever it takes. They will live, work, sleep, play, and stay in the office 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Productive men. Obviously, we're not talking about all men. Men that get to the top of their field. Women, I took you just got to the show. What you mean you about to take maternity leave? You just got to the show. Okay, cool. You want to have a baby? Awesome. But we are in a merit-based society. We are not in a situation where we got to make you comfortable. We trying to get these ratings up. We trying to do this thing. And you know what it did? This is why you got to stay on your P's and Q's at all times. This is why you got to be on top of it at all time. I don't sleep. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I'm rocking with it because there is always somebody, whether they want to be intentional or not intentional, whether you think that they're your friend or not your friend, there is always somebody hunting, working, grinding, going to get it that is looking to take your spot. I know you don't believe it. I know you think that you deserve everything and everything is about entitlement and everybody has somebody that's for somebody and everybody should have a husband. It's not. It's only so many great men in the world. There's only so many phenomenal, submissive women in the world. If you don't got yours, somebody else do. And if you got yours, somebody else want it. And if you got the top position, somebody is trying to replace you. And then if you are the president of the United States of America, you see other people trying to jockey for your position. And if you are the top content creator or you on a platform or whatever, or if you got a job, it's somebody somewhere that is hunting for you. Don't think that you should just sleep. And this is why even in relationships, I tell people all the time, are you frumpy? Are you chilling? Oh, you got a bad attitude? They don't understand when I say dating is when you finally start to get into the relationship, when you get married. Because guess what? You think that somebody else is just chilling and saying, oh, no, he off limits. Boy, I will tell you with absolute certainty that women shoot they shot harder. People be asking me a lot of times, this is one of the narratives, Anton, how come you've never worn a ring? Women shoot they shot harder at men that they know is married. And you got money, and you got clout, and you got motion. They will. Women will crash out over the man that they want. And they know that you know what? He was taken. He got now. Keep on being grumpy. Keep on waking up with that same old sweatshirt on. Hair, I'm going to just throw my hair in the bun. Keep on showing up to work late because there's somebody that's there 30 minutes early. They going by your boss's office. They making sure that they, you know what I'm saying, volunteering for all of the events. They doing the small little details. And when layoff time coming, they're going to be like, man, that person ain't even been in the office in 2 to 3 years. They said that they deserve to work from home. And the person that you least expected is getting the promotion while you getting laid off. They chilling. You come back in, hey, your hair different. What's going on with you? You just woke up, rolled out of bed. You know what? I'm not used to getting to work this early. So I was a little late in traffic. They sitting there with a clipboard like this. Oh, yeah? There's always somebody. Your replacement is right around the corner. Your replacement is right around the corner. Slip. Think for 1 second. For 1 second that you're not replaceable at your job. So what happened was Loren came in and she come from the TMZ camp. Now, if you know anything about the TMZ camp be hunting. They be out there hunting for stories, waiting outside all night long. Leonardo DiCaprio's supposed to come in this door soon. Pulling stories, dropping content every second, every 5 seconds. She came in and got comfortable. Loren was researching. Whenever they talk about an album, she didn't listen to the whole album. She not going based off of what somebody else said. Respectfully, regardless of whether I agree with her political takes or not, she works. She a workaholic. She don't miss. She come in, her hair be done, her makeup be did. She in the studio every single day. She moved to New York. What you think was going to happen? Yeah, you got the bigger name because, you know, social media promoted you, but eventually, everything comes out in the wash. Everything comes out. That girl is there hitting every single day. Makeup done, hair done, knowledgeable, know what's going on, prepared with questions. Whenever an interview is coming in, she just there. Even when Jess Hilarious came back, they said, all right, well, you're not on camera no more. She just be in the background waiting her turn. Hey, feeding information, taking care of business, on top of things, hunting. I'm telling you that you could sit here and say, oh man, they didn't support me and all of that. Bruh, somebody is hunting for your spot every day, all day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't sleep. And apparently Lauren Lorenzo don't either.
You know what I'm saying? So no, I did not like her when I first came back. I had to learn that Loren was not a spiteful person. Like, I'm like, I don't like the way you moving. I don't like, I ain't feeling this shit. We had a whole nother plan. I don't know what the fuck what that was in there, but that shit wasn't it. I ain't like that. We've made cool since then. That's it. Right? I compliment this girl every fucking day.
Nobody
Every day.
cares.
And it ain't forced. She's a beautiful girl. She knows her shit and she on her shit. And that segment came from me. Like, let's not even sit here and fucking play around with it. Like, this the crazy thing. This is another crazy thing. We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like, when I'm, like, not one motherfucker ever.
She do you, Car. It is tough. She curse every single sentence. Every single sentence. She don't know.
With this online shit. Like, why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela Yee ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make out.
And women get away with this. Only women can get away. They get a long leash to say some of the most egregious things about their employers, their coworkers, and all of that type of stuff. Women, they get a long leash on this.
Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 13 years, my nigga. I'm telling you. I don't give a fuck. Y'all already know what's up with me. I feel played with. I'm gonna play with niggas. Like, that's just like, come on. I've been quiet a lot. If Jess Hilarious is quiet, it's a motherfucking reason. I always got my motherfucking mouth open.
Maybe Country Wayne was right.
Time. Whether it's something y'all want to hear or it's something that y'all ain't gonna want to hear. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Didn't go live to talk about that retired ass nigga. Who still think he not retired. Nigga, you ain't doing nothing. And honestly, if he didn't hate me so much, I would actually agree with some shit that he was saying. I would. The girl is great at what she do. Loren with the latest is flawless. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She got that. I fought for that. The fuck is we talking about? I don't know how long
she
it's
do
gonna
sound
take for
hurt,
a motherfucker to
Alex.
confirm that.
She sound hurt as hell.
But yeah, it's like that. I started saying shit on air. Like I said, I don't know if y'all really listen to, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all really listen to that shit 6 a.m. or wherever. Yeah. I advocated for that. Get that shit to her. Get that segment to her. Man, that girl do what she do. She do it great. She was doing it great at TMZ. She doing it great up the Breakfast Club. I also been said that she did great during the co-hosting year too. Said that. Along with Claudia Jordan and Jason Lee. I also said that. Okay? Stop trying to make me out to be the villain. Or like I'm the fucking hater or something. I ain't never gonna hate on no fucking woman. Ever. No. Now listen. I may not say everything that y'all, I may offend women here and there. I offend men here and there. I offend others here and there, Okay. Y'all ain't going to agree with everything I say and do, but I am never going to hate on a woman, especially if she got it going on.
Cap.
Yeah.
Cap.
Not. And Loren LaRosa got it going on. She did.
Let me tell you what this is. This is a deflection technique, okay? And the reason that this is a deflection technique is because you can't push for something that you didn't think was going to be as hitting as it is and then go against it because you don't necessarily like the person publicly, because you are going to look like a hater. You're going to look like you bitter. You're going to look like you got replaced. You can't hate on the thing that you hired. You can't hate on the thing that you pushed. You know what I'm saying? So you're always going to deflect and say, man, I would never hate, or this and that, so on and so forth. If somebody is coming from my spot, I hate you. Or at the very least, I hate what you represent, and it's on. It's on. Look, man, look. I know y'all don't like it. I know y'all want to say, like, oh man, it's enough out here for everybody. It's not. In certain segments of life, it's not enough for everybody. It's only a certain amount. It's like playing musical chairs. Somebody got to be left out, and it's going to be you. It's going to be you. If you're asking me to take a pay cut to make you, I don't even understand how NBA players, NFL players, they be like, oh man, no, you know what? I'm gonna save some so that we can improve the roster. No, I don't care if we go 0-82 and I have to launch up every single shot. I am going to get everything that I possibly can out of this thing. I want it all. What are you talking about? That's the reason why you're not in that position. That's the reason why you on the outside looking in. Oh, you know what? We go. Nah, listen. I'm going to go get it all, and then I'm going to tell you how I did it afterwards. I'm going to go and get it all, and then I'm going to go and get it afterwards. I don't believe in participation trophies. Either you are first, or you the second loser, the third loser, the fourth loser, the fifth loser, or the sixth loser. I judge myself by who's ahead of me. I'm not looking back at you. That's why I say I don't look in the rearview mirror. It's only up and forward, up and forward. I don't even battle with people that do live streams or do videos about me that don't have a certain amount of people watching them or don't have a certain amount of following, because I know that they just want some clout. They want visibility. Bruh, I won't even reply to you unless you know what, is it something that I can get out of this? I want their spot. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at them. I'm chasing them. You chasing me. It's a hierarchy in this thing. I want it all. I want it all. I'm not letting nothing go. Not a dime, not a dollar, not nothing.
You know what I'm saying? I tell her that. Ask her. I don't know if she'll say it online. She thanks me on air, but she don't thank me online. I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I guess, shit a little different, online. But if niggas is a team, if we supposed to be a team, how about y'all clear some of this shit up for y'all teammate? That shit is ran like a high school. Yeah.
I'm going to leave it there, but let me say this. The one thing that I will say about DJ Envy and Charlamagne is they take their L's with grace. This is a woman thing, all right? And let me explain to you what that means by saying that this is a woman thing. This is a woman thing because when DJ Envy, for example, was catching all of the hell in different times at different years, they all catch it. DJ Envy was catching hell over that whole real estate thing. Charlamagne was like, that's crazy. That's DJ Envy's cross to bear. When Charlamagne catches his L's over Master P or Lil Mama or DJ Daniel, DJ Envy be like, bruh, what you got going on over there? They not, whether they have a conversation offline, they just have a conversation offline. What you mean run interference for your teammate? Man, if you don't get in here and do your job with your big head and stop crying and complaining, ain't nobody tripping off of that. This is all content, but I do think that they are milking this. So that they can get more visibility, and they're doing a pretty good job with it. I can't even say that they're not doing a good job with it. I think that they are milking this. I think that their producers are saying, hey man, we need to talk about this online. We need to make sure that we address this online because and that's exactly what I would have did too. I would have did the same thing. And so I think that they are smartly milking it. I'm not going to go through and do 1,000 different videos. I'm going to speak on it once or twice. Take a different angle depending on the platform that I'm on. And then we're going to go from there. But I think that in my opinion, it's like watching a movie. It's a learning lesson. And then the lesson is, if you are not on top of things, then you will absolutely, positively lose your spot. And that goes for every aspect of life, flat out. You may not like it. You may not agree with it, but it doesn't mean anything. Life will pass you by. It will leave you behind. And you will be the one outside looking stupid because you didn't make the adjustment or you didn't get on your P's and Q's. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we'll get over into Tesla's getting burned up. Eric Williams says, Just saw Jazz on JB channel on Monday. Shout out to JB Reacts. I like him. When's the best time to join the Patreon? Usually it's the beginning of the month, but you don't want to wait. You just don't want to join at the very last day of the month. All right? Because you don't want to get billed twice. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all of the new bag chasers and the Patreon members. Celebrating the baby and not marriage is wild. That's the truth. I didn't think about that. JJ says, slap that thigh, big dog. When I'm in the studio, I have pants on, all right? I got pants on. Jesus. Gosh. Why y'all want me to slap my thigh? Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Nah, listen, when I'm in the studio, people be coming in and out. People come in and out of the studio all the time. I gotta have some pants on. Jamsey says, this is entitlement 101. I agree with you. EJ Rogers says, Jess is an example of someone who never worked in corporate, can't apply street logic in corporate situations, leads to this type of crash out. That's true. A.R. Smitty says, Jess sound like she was raised in a trap. That's that Baltimore accent. Jess is butthurt. Agreed. Jury Lesford says, AKA Sisterhood, back me up. Facts. AD, we lost brain cells listening to her. Well, we're going to translate it for her to make sure that we get the lessons out of it. AD, I agree with you a lot of what you say, but there is no I in team, big dog. It's an I in win. It's an I in win. Sometimes, man, get up, man. Listen, y'all can miss that. That was. Do you know where that came from? There's no I in team, big dog. Y'all know where that came from? That came from losers. That came from people that wanted a participation trophy. That came from a parent that was complaining that their kid hadn't been getting in the game because their kid wasn't good enough. That's where it came from. There's no I in team. Well, there's definitely an I in win. There's an I in win, an I in winner, an I in winners. Either you join and do what you're supposed to do, or you're going to take your L. There's no I in team. Y'all said, but there's a me in there, though. All of these participation trophies. You know what I'm saying? All of these participation trophies. There's no I in team. Get out of here with that. Victor Williams says, her taking this to the internet instead of talking to her team is messy. She's a certified yapper. Oh, man. Look at my girlfriend right now. Let me give a round of applause for my girlfriend. Online says, I'm fired. Stay out of the comments. Fired from what? What up, Mika? What's up, baby girl? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's pivot for a second. So, y'all decided that y'all wanted to take this thing to the next level. This is why I say you have to nip it in the bud. This is why I say every time you have to nip it in the bud. You have to make sure that you deal with it accordingly, or else people are going to start getting out of hand. Now they destroying property, being destructive, and not doing what they supposed to do. Check this out, y'all. This is insane.
Tonight, authorities investigating what they're calling a targeted attack on a Tesla repair center in Las Vegas. This dramatic video showing multiple cars in flames. According to authorities, the suspected arson occurred early this morning. When police arrived, they found 5 vehicles set on fire or damaged, and the word resist spray painted on the front of the business.
We believe the suspect approached the business wearing all black clothing, and he used what appear to be Molotov cocktails and a firearm to conduct his attack.
Just hours before in Kansas City, 2 Tesla Cybertrucks set ablaze at a dealership there. Tonight, the FBI stepping in to help local police investigate both incidents.
To those who might think that something like this is justifiable or potentially even admirable, we want to let you know it's a federal crime. We will come after you.
While authorities say the identities of the suspects and the motivation behind the attacks are still unknown, it comes amid at least 16 reports of vandalism to Tesla vehicles and dealerships across the country as people nationwide protest Tesla CEO Elon Musk and his prominent role in the Trump administration.
We're out here because we're defending democracy.
President Trump sending a warning to those who vandalize Tesla property.
You do it to Tesla and you do it to any company, we're going to catch you and you're going to go through hell.
Tesla stock seeing a sharp drop, down more than 40% this year.
We might have to buy that. Wait. Is this a buying opportunity? Don't worry about it. We'll get there. Man, what a hell of a discount. Because I think it's a phenomenal company. Obviously, they got the Tesla bots coming. Oh. I'm about to buy $10,000 worth of Tesla right now. Give me a second.
Tonight, Musk reposting the video from Las Vegas, calling the incident terrorism.
And Lester, here in Vegas, authorities have blocked off the street as they continue the investigation. They're working to figure out who owns these vehicles. Because it is a repair shop, it is likely that many are owned by people, individuals, and not the company.
People don't care. They do not care. When you think about extremists, and again, I say, don't worry, I'm going to get a whole lot of it. We'll get there. People are extremists. They are very much extremists 100% of the time. And so what you'll find is extreme people are dangerous whether you're on the right or the left. I don't support extreme right-wing people. I don't support extreme left-wing people. I do support your right to protest because that is an American right. But then the problem is that you always have some bad actors that want to step out and do something, and then y'all going to be trying to get Biden to pardon them or whoever it is to pardon them after they get 30 years in prison because they wanted to spray paint something and wanted to set something on fire. Now, what if there's an explosion and somebody gets hurt in the process? What if somebody is walking down the street or there's problematic or something like that? People have no respect for other people's properties. And this is another thing that I think that one of the reasons why a lot of these other countries, they don't have these problems. You go over to China, you can leave your moped and ain't nobody gonna bother it. You go over to Dubai, people can put their keys right on top of their car and ain't nobody gonna steal the car. And it's not that everybody is rich, it's that they know that there's consequences behind you putting your hands on other people's stuff and other people's properties. If you don't like it, then just don't buy it. But you can't go and put your hands on other people's stuff and think that that's going to affect the company. That's not how life works. You can't just do what you want to do with other people's stuff and think that it's okay. That's not how life works. They never told you in elementary school to keep your hands to yourself.
And then I heard that. I kept hearing that.
These people are crazy.
You're gonna have to.
These people are out of their mind, bro. And honestly, that looks like a repair shop. That don't even look like a Tesla dealership, to be honest with you.
You're gonna have to.
People have lost their minds. They have really lost their mind. We're going to have to make examples out of people at this point in life. You seriously got to make examples out of people. You can't play around with them. You can't go back and forth with them. We're not arguing no more. And you know what? The funny part about it is Trump warned y'all. He warned y'all. He said, listen, if you go out there and you start doing vandalism and you start burning up Tesla power chargers and all of that stuff, you know what? They just opened up a Tesla dealership near me here in West Bloomfield, Michigan, right? And I looked out there the other day, and there was a whole lot of people that was actually out there test driving and buying Teslas. You know, people that actually have something to do in their life, they don't care about what protesters think. I believe that a lot of these people, number one, are paid actors. I believe that they paid actors. I think that there's a lot of incentive, and think about it largely, on another with another level. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Who wouldn't have an interest in making sure that they made a lot of money by shorting the stock and then taking advantage of this political climate, and then knowing that a far-reaching left liberal, a raging liberal, is going to, and y'all going to be out there for free. Some of y'all going to be out there for free because you want to be known. Who wouldn't have an interest in making another $10 million because they heavily shorted the stock and they see what the political climate is? And then they going to make money on both sides, because not only are they going to catch it going down, they're going to catch it going back up. Not only are they going to catch it going down, but they're going to catch it going back up. But that's just one small, minuscule example of the situation. The reality is this: regardless of how you feel about something, because if you don't like it, then just don't support it, don't buy it. A restaurant that I don't care for, and see, I'm the type of person, because I understand in the restaurant world, most of the time, unless the restaurant itself asks you to leave a review, unless a restaurant say, hey man, if you had a great experience, hey, can you leave us a Google review, or can you leave us a Yelp review? Can you leave us this review, or whatever, so on and so forth? Unless a restaurant or a manager or somebody asks you to leave a review, usually for most people, they just enjoy the experience. Those that enjoy it, they keep it moving, and then maybe they'll return or whatever, so on and so forth. But they expect to have a decent dining experience. Unless you're a vlogger or something like that, most people don't leave reviews of when they have good experiences. Now, when they have a bad experience and they're looking to get back at the restaurant, or they want some payback, or they want some issues, the first thing that they're going to do is they're going to go out there and leave a bad review. That is normal. People speak up when they have a bad experience. They just enjoy it when they have a good experience. The people that are enjoying, they don't care about what y'all got going on. People that are upset at something, it's a strong possibility that they were never in the market to buy these cars in the first place. And so naturally, they're going to leverage their freedom here in the United States of America to make things difficult and or to cause chaos and wreak havoc. And I'm against it. And the reason that I'm against it is the same reason that I was against it when it came to Black Lives Matters out here protesting, and then y'all decided that y'all wanted to burn up the businesses that you depend on, or the businesses that employ people, or the people that pay the taxes inside of your city. And then you'll turn around and say, oh my God, how come don't nobody want to invest in here? Or when somebody comes in and then they sink the property values so that they can buy up all the land, and then they move y'all out by raising the property taxes times 1,000, and so you can't get in there, then you're going to say they gentrifying it. Why would you create a bad situation in your own environment? When I seen a lot of these people protesting for Black Lives Matters, when I seen a lot of people protesting for Black Lives Matters, I will tell you, because I was actually out there documenting it, recording it. I still have footage from it. A lot of those people didn't even live in the neighborhoods or the environments that they were tearing up. A lot of people did not live in the environments that they were protesting, that they were tearing up. A lot of people were not from the areas that they were down there protesting in, tearing up. You know what they did? They went home. They went home and they went to their comfy bedroom and they took their mask off and they burnt their homemade sign up. And meanwhile, you had to go home to your dusty home, your dusty hood that they burned up the AutoZone, and you can't get no Wendy's fries for your kids. I'm telling you what I know. That is what happened. A lot of people went home, and then you didn't have the opportunity to continue to be successful because then your environment became a food desert, or you no longer had the ability to be able to take advantage of this business, and you couldn't. This is another piece of the tax base that was away from your place. They went home and they went to live their lives, and they got good college degrees, and they married within their race, and they continued to pass their legacy and their money on to their children. Meanwhile, you over there being dusty in the hood, thinking that they align with you. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let me read some of these super chats and continue on with the show. There is no I in team, but there's a me. There's a me in team. Shout out to N8. Jalen Hawkins says, if you pay for the year, you don't have to worry about the month. Now you talking. And you get 15 to 20% off. Mark the Guardian says, good job, raise everyone's insurance rates. It's so dumb. 392Q says, Tesla 236 right now might buy a few. Let me see something. Give me a second. Usually I log into the Fidelity app on my phone. I don't like promoting other apps and all of that. Give me a second. And I'm not telling you this is what you need to do. So we haven't had Stock Club, and a lot of people that's in Stock Club knows that I don't have any Tesla shares at this moment because I divested in that in order to invest in something else. Log in. Fidelity really need to update their accounts. Let's see. Positions. That account. Trade. Symbol. TSLA. No, not that one. Tesla. Buy in dollars. Let's go $10,000. Market. Preview order. Place order. Order received. All right. Activity and orders. There we go. All right. So that was placed. A lot of people will say, oh, Anton, you probably capping. No, I'm not capping. I literally just did it. Here, I don't mind showing my screen too. Where's my screen at? Got to make sure I'm not showing my account. Give me a second. Give me a second. Why is that not on there? Is this it? New screen share overlay. There we go. There we go. There it is. So, bam. Just bought $10,000 worth of shares. And so we're going to go ahead and let that ride. We're going to see what it do. And then by the next Stock Club, I'm going to see what's happening in the climate. I'm going to speak on what it is that we're talking about. And then we'll see if we want to purchase more shares. We'll do another 10,000 transaction. 10,000 transaction, 10,000 transaction. All right? All right. So make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let me read a few more of these super chats, and then we'll go from there. Pookie's friend Ray says, just use my grandma's Social Security checks to buy Tesla stocks. She'll have to eat tapioca for the rest of the spring. I'm sorry. Ivy League says, AD. I don't know, AD. I don't know, AD, how the Democrat party looking now. They won't be getting into office for a long time to pardon somebody. Wyatt says, is it true you can't put them out with water? No, you need something special. I forgot what it is that they need. It's a certain spray that you got to use. It's going to be great content once the feds find out who's organizing and funding this nonsense. Zay Crypto says, good morning, everybody in AD. What up, Zay? I appreciate you. Whiskey, what up, though, says Anton. Elon sacrifices time away from family, friends, and business to help the American people. This is their thank you, shaking their heads, no diddy. Tyrant the Tyrant says, the mad crowd always rally together and vandalize this property to voice frustration instead of finding another avenue to make money. Spend your 24 hours being destructive instead of productive. Shout out to Tyron and Tyron. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Speaking of Elon Musk, all right, SpaceX. So what they won't show and what they won't have a conversation about on all of these liberal platforms and things like that is they will not have a conversation about what Elon Musk is doing good. Now, yesterday, the Biden administration actually left a bunch of astronauts that was only supposed to be in the air for a couple of days or supposed to be in space for a couple of days, and they were supposed to come back. And then this is for people that are saying, oh no, NASA, all of these other platforms, they're supposed to be awesome. And you know who they called on to get these people out of space? You know who they called on to get these people out of space? The same person that they hate. This is Elon Musk. He did an exclusive interview on Fox News with Sean Hannity, I believe, and this was his thoughts.
As I said in my opening monologue earlier today, SpaceX successfully completed its rescue of 2 astronauts who spent 9 months stranded in space. They were only supposed to be there 8 days. SpaceX founder, chief engineer, CEO Elon Musk, he now joins us for an exclusive interview. Elon, first of all, what a triumph to the human spirit, human ingenuity, engineering. First of all, on behalf of, I know many people in this audience, thank you for what you did for those astronauts today. How were you feeling, throughout the day? I mean, I know I felt butterflies in my stomach, and I rarely feel them.
Well, I'm actually usually a little nervous about these returns because there's always some risk that something could go wrong. But thanks to the excellent work of the SpaceX team working with NASA, the astronauts are now safely home. And so congratulations to the SpaceX and NASA teams on excellent work, and a huge note of appreciation to President Trump for prioritizing and expediting their return.
You have been the chief engineer of SpaceX and remain the chief engineer of SpaceX. It is the first private company to ever make it to orbit. Walk us through the beginnings of that. It is not, it's something that nobody else has been able to accomplish.
Well, it's quite a long story, and there are some books that have been written about it. But in the beginning, we didn't.
I need that jacket too. I do need that jacket. That jacket is lit. I need that jacket all day long.
So our first 3 missions failed, actually, of our Falcon 1 rocket, and we almost ran out of money, and just barely made it with the 4th launch. If the 4th launch of Falcon 1 had not succeeded, we would have failed as a company. So we just barely made it. So I have to say that. I was not a very good chief engineer in the beginning, but I did learn over time. And I think we've gotten, at this point, to where the vehicle is very reliable. And we are going to be able to take astronauts to Mars. In fact, we want to take anyone who goes to Mars and ultimately build a self-sustaining civilization on Mars. That is the long-term goal of the company. Make life multiplanetary.
I mean, that is a very bold vision. How long do you think that might take SpaceX to be able to accomplish?
I think we could do it in 20 to 30 years.
So really, in our lifetime,
I should say,
if God blesses me with a longer life than I deserve, right? I could always hope. I would love to be able to see that. That would be amazing. I happen to have a telescope, and I love to look at the stars in the sky and the planets. And
then the nerve. You know what's so interesting about this? You had AOC that said that Elon Musk is an idiot. She's the dumbest billionaire ever. Ain't that crazy? You have a cocktail waitress, a breakfast nook waitress that is calling Elon Musk an idiot. She said he is one of the most unintelligent billionaires that she has ever come across or met. And this is why I don't take any of these people serious. She said he is one of the most unintelligent billionaires that she personally has ever met. Now, I'm not sure how many billionaires that she's met in particular, but the dude is bringing astronauts home and things that has never been done before. And this is what she had to say about him.
First and foremost, understand that there is already a federal agency who is a watchdog on waste in the United States. That is known as the Government Accountability Office. So all of these people acting like, oh, we're going to set up an agency to identify waste, as though that's never been an idea before, like, you know, take a number. These people, and I can tell you, in my experience, I have encountered many billionaires in my career.
Maybe George Soros is one of them. Who knows? I have no idea.
You all have seen many of those encounters in hearings, in other, you know, forms of questioning, etc. I can tell you that this dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met.
It's like a poor person calling a rich man broke. You see it online all the time. A poor person calling a rich man broke. A dumb person calling a genius stupid. A single baby mama calling a married man unintelligent for what it is that he's done with his family. It almost reminds me of somebody that don't have kids and is not married telling somebody that has been successfully married with a strong family structure, and also has a background and a receipts to prove it, telling them how to raise a child. Or that child shouldn't be shepherded over and told what they're supposed to go into as far as a career in college, or if they don't do it, then they're going to get cut off. Does that sound familiar? It sound familiar? Talking about a person that has built multiple multi-billion-dollar companies that they don't know what they're talking about. You know what? This is probably the most unintelligent. A teacher telling a business owner how they should run their business. It's dumb. It's dumb to even think about.
I am amazed at the majesty of all of creation and the idea that we even look at the moon and we can go there and come back, or a space station, or you launching the hundreds of satellites you have. I want to ask you this question, if I may. And it's, you know, every aspect of this rescue had challenges and danger. The launch, we start there. Then the rocket landing. I mean, we showed. I couldn't believe you were able to land the rocket that fell off perfectly where you wanted it to land. The docking video when they actually connected and got onto the space station. Then the taking off earlier today was a 17-hour trip, leading to the splashdown that all of America watched today. Every single aspect of that has danger and complications. Walk us through the dangers of each phase.
Well, on the ascent phase, there's always some chance that either the first or second stage will blow up. In fact, I find it's actually remarkable when you see a rocket. I mean,
hey, Kenya, are you Lady D? Kenya Samsung. Are you really Lady D, but you got a profile picture? You remind me of that Lady D chick that be in all of my chats, that be going from panel to panel or chat to chat, and she be always saying crazy stuff. Kenya, are you Lady D?
I see a list of all the things that are wrong, all of the ways that it could go wrong and potentially fail. So you could have a first stage failure, a second stage failure, a stage separation failure. The Dragon could fail to separate from the rocket. The trunk could fail to separate from Dragon. There could be a sort of an engine failure on the spacecraft itself. When it's coming back, it's coming in so fast, it's a blazing meteor. And if anything happens to the heat shield, the whole craft is going to disintegrate. So it's remarkable that humans can actually go all the way to orbit and come back from orbit, given the immense amounts of energy that is required to get to orbit and the amount of energy that must be dissipated upon return. And then the parachutes have to open, that all has to work. Now, long term, we are going to be doing, not long term, this year, in fact, we are launching the Starship rocket, which I recommend maybe doing a piece on, because that is truly a revolutionary rocket. It is Starship is the first rocket that has the potential to make life multiplanetary, to make us a multi-planet civilization for the first time in the history of Earth. And that's truly profound.
No, you know what? He's the most unintelligent billionaire that we've ever seen. He only brought home people that the president of the United States of America, Biden decided to leave up in space. We only depended on him in order to hurry up and to expedite the development of what he was doing so that we can make sure that we get these astronauts back home safely, that we can get Americans from the space station back home safely. No, that don't matter. That don't matter. We're going to protest. We're going to blow up Teslas. We're going to go to the dealerships. We're going to do all of that. None of this matters. We only depend on him. Literally, he's Tony Stark. We only depend on him to make sure that we keep our people safe. He's only the person that has created the first automaker that has surpassed any other automakers in value. He only created a bunch of plants for people to work in. He's only made a bunch of new millionaires and billionaires as a result of giving them equity in the company and a transformational transfer of wealth. He's only built SpaceX. He's only been a part of PayPal Mafia. You know what? This dude is an idiot. He's stupid. He only bought X and then made it profitable when it was never profitable ever in the history of its social media life. Twitter, formerly known as Twitter. You know what? Discount him. Dumb. Get him out. He don't know what he's talking about. How does he know what he's looking for in the Department of Government Efficiency to find fraud, waste, and abuse? What makes you think that Elon Musk knows what he's talking about when it comes to finding the things that people are doing that are... Now, we don't care about the fraud, waste, and abuse. We're not tripping off that. We don't care about our tax dollars going to this place. We don't care about these fake government contracts. We don't care about people that's finessing. We don't care if you don't come to the office. We don't care about the fake people that's on Social Security that's taking advantage of our taxpayer dollars. We don't care about none of that. We don't care about leaving people in space. Nothing. None of that matters. The only thing we cared is there's a conflict of interest. Fam, you got more conflicts of interest in your own personal life to be worried about than whether or not he's finding all of the fraud, waste, and abuse in our taxes. Bro, it was a conflict of interest when your stepfather married your mother in order to make sure that he took care of you and you said that you ain't my daddy. That was a conflict of interest. That's a conflict of interest. That's the thing that you should be worried about. It's a conflict of interest for you to use Afterpay and Klarna to continue the financial lifestyle and buy things that you don't need in order to impress people with them butterfly eyelashes. Then instead, you should have been investing in your future and making sure that you find a husband and shutting the hell up. That was a real conflict of interest. The conflict of interest is that you broke with less than $1,000 for an emergency in your bank account, but you out here protesting instead of going to get a second job. That's the conflict of interest. The conflict of interest is that the very people that are complaining about Elon Musk is on government assistance. You on government assistance and you worried about him? Look, people be in the chat. Anton, what do you think about Tesla stock going down? Fam, you don't own stock. What are you talking about? You don't even own any shares of anything. You have no idea how the stock market works. You don't own stock, fam. You got bigger problems on your hand. The repo man is coming. Repo man coming. Rent due on the 1st of the month. You know you ain't got that rent together yet. You know you got to get out there and sell that box, make it shake, make it do what it do so that you can get what you can got. I never understood how broke people have so much time. Broken people have so much time to sit there with their bonnets and whine about whether or not somebody else is finding the dollars that we, American taxpayers, right? The top 1% pay the majority of the taxes in the United States of America. How our money is being spent to subsidize your stupid lifestyle. You got bigger things to worry about.
What was amazing, and I studied a lot of this because of my need to cover it, at one point going 17...
And I need you to put the fries in the bag. And can I get my fries hot next time? Every time I come through the drive-thru. You want new fries? Are you getting paid by the hour or no? Are you still going to get your paycheck at the end of the week? Can I get some new fries? Here's $2. Here's a tip. Can I get some new fries? You know what I'm saying? Can I get my fries hot? You sitting here worried about stock prices and stuff. We good over on this side. We probably going to buy a new car in a week. In a week, we going to probably go and get a new one to add to the fleet just so we can do the vlog. Can I get my fries hot?
1,000 miles per hour, going through 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit. You have this thermal protection system. Now, we do know that the Boeing Starliner, you know, we know that it had problems. So these problems that you talk about, we can't take them for granted or get complacent. Explain how you get up to 17,000 miles per hour. How do you withstand 3,500 degrees Fahrenheit and the thermal protection system that protects that capsule? And then the launch, obviously, of the parachutes, which were critical to slow it down for its splashdown.
Shout out to Jessica.
Yeah, perhaps we should do a longer segment because I'd be happy to explain it in detail. I'll do
listen. As soon as they start, he must be describing his own mom. Can somebody put Kenya on timeout? Don't block her. Just put her on timeout. Whenever they start to feel some type of way, now they got to get disrespectful. I told y'all. See, it's not just the guys, it's the women too. Somebody put Kenya on timeout. Let her think about her actions. Let her think about what she got to say before she say it next time. Maybe she'll come more respectfully and attack me instead of attacking mom. Mom ain't did nothing to you. I was waiting on it. I was waiting on the first person that we needed to time out for the day.
I don't know, the 2-minute version here.
Yeah. Okay.
The Falcon 9 rocket takes off with 1.7 million pounds of thrust. So you can imagine something that has enough thrust to lift an office building off its foundations. And it gets to orbit. It gets to roughly 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes. So from 0 to 17,000 miles an hour in 9 minutes. And then it's just when it comes back, you've got that heat shield that's got to dissipate that energy. Like I said, you're coming in like a blazing meteor, and hardly anything can survive that heat. And if the heat shield fails, you just get vaporized immediately. So it's we're really
it's a marvel for us pedestrians down here, and for us these students. We like to act like we understand exactly what he's saying, but in reality, it's a marvel. It's something that none of us that's watching this live stream right now can do ourselves. It's a marvel. Yeah, heat shield, vaporized, 17,000 miles an hour, 17,000, 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. Man, listen, fam. Fact of the matter is, he's doing things that none of us, not one person is watching this. Over 4,600 people is watching this on YouTube right now. None of us are capable of doing. And we got the nerve to sit here and say that this man is unintelligent or that he's not truly a gem to the American people. Okay. Okay. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm. Come on, y'all. Hit a like for the algorithm. Don't be like Kenya Samsung. Don't be like Kenya, y'all. Hit a like for the algorithm. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Kenya, it's okay, baby. It's okay. I know you hurt. Ain't that what? Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Ain't that what they say? Who hurt you? Kenya, it'll be all right. You'll be able to get back to typing. We feel you. Andre says, FOMC is today. Things will get wonky for Tesla and stocks in general after 2 p.m. Welcome back to the roller coaster. I like roller coasters. Y'all ain't never been on. I might go on a roller coaster this weekend. KB says lithium reacts with water. It tears an oxygen atom from it. As a C student, it explodes. So water just makes it worse. Shots fired, says Wyatt B. Shout out to you. Pookie's friend Ray Ray says, I'm going to tell Naomi Campbell that she's the most unattractive supermodel. She's the most unattractive supermodel that we've ever seen. Greg Charlie says, even though I agree with 0% of what she say, I love when y'all have Jazz on as comedy. She is the Joker to your Batman. No, because Joker was actually a threat to Batman. If you ever want to compare me, it can't be. Joker has to be the equal equivalent, but just as crazy and on the opposite side. You know what I'm saying? I haven't actually found my Joker yet. I don't know. Maybe because I just don't care. But either way, Trump. Well, actually, before we go over to Trump, I want to give y'all an update on tariffs. So Doug Ford, and I told y'all that Doug Ford was actually looking to head over to the White House. And so he got on the first thing smoking. And he said, you know what? I want to go talk to Howard Lutnick. I want to go talk to President Trump. I want to go talk to their team. I need to figure out what's going on because you know what? We're not going to stop electricity from going to Michigan. We're not going to stop electricity from going over to Minnesota. We're not going to hit them with a surcharge. We're not going to do any of that type of stuff at all. We're going to stand down. For some reason, y'all don't realize that the oil and several resources, the refining of the oil that goes over to Canada is largely dependent on America. We could shut down Canada, half of Canada tomorrow if we wanted to. Just because we don't say it, just because Trump don't talk about all of the power that we have at our disposal, what y'all think, that they stood down just because they felt like standing down? Y'all thought that they didn't need access to our pipelines? Y'all don't think that they're interdependent on us for their economy to even survive? You think that they just stood down, that they bent the knee, that they flew over to the United States of America? Trump not flying to Canada. Canada's flying over here. You thought that, oh my God, they just gonna completely tear a hole in the United States of America and all of this other type of stuff. That's not how I fly. That's not how I fly. All of that tough talk, I should do it before and after of what Doug Ford was saying versus how he's coming now. But anyways, Doug Ford recently landed back in Canada, and this was his sentiment about what his meeting was like over at the Trump facilities to talk to his people. Check it out.
Great to see everyone, and just want to tell you what's going on in our trip. Maybe I can elaborate a little more. I can tell you it was a very, very productive visit, and we sat down for an hour and a half, had a great discussion back and forth. We left there knowing what the U.S. wants, and if I didn't do what I did, that meeting would have never happened. We'd be going back and forth, tit for tat. But there's a big difference when you're looking at someone, their whole trade team across the table, looking at them in the eyes. You have a much better conversation than over the phone that we've had a few times so far. And I can tell you what they want. They're going to put a global tariff on the whole world on August the 2nd. What we're working at is making sure that we're first in line for exemptions. And
I like that. I like that. Meeting us with humility, making sure that you come over here, that you now understand what the end game is. And I said that this was what it was going to be in the first place. Now you understand how the game goes. So you came over, respect. Shout out to y'all, all of my Canadians. You came over and you got a better picture and a better understanding of exactly how things work over here. Now, what we're going to do in the United States of America is we're going to put a tariff on everybody, tariff everything. Everybody is going to have to pay a price to do business with the United States of America. Now, if you want a ticket and that ticket gives you access to the Fast Pass, the Fast Pass allows you to get on the ride a little bit faster. And so you want an exemption. You are looking to make sure that you can stay on our good side. You want to make sure that you can do business with us. I respect that now. Now I respect Canada. I absolutely think that is absolutely awesome. I like the fact that y'all going to be the first in line for an exemption. That is a better goal than to say, boy, I will turn the surcharge up on here. No, our surcharges is going to be just fine. We're going to be cool over here. We're going to be just fine. And in order for you to come over here and even have a conversation with me, you had to go back and you had to just take your tariffs the way that we was giving it in the first place. You see the sentiment? It's a little bit different. Fellas, always like to relate it back to relationships. Always like to relate it back to relationships. Stop tripping. Stop tripping. Okay. And what you tripping about? Listen, the next time that they huffing and puffing and they yelling and they screaming and they want to get into an argument, don't get into it. Just look at them. Just start packing your backpack. Where you going? You'll see when I get there. You got my location on your phone. You'll see when I get there. You'll see when I get there. I'm not about to sit there and go back and forth with you. Tariffs. Tariffs on everything and everybody. Or you can get in line to get an exemption. You can get in line to get an exemption. And you can get on the team. But I do not negotiate with terrorists. I tariff people. I do not negotiate with terrorists. I can't believe you. You crazy. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Come on. We about to go out anyway. Ain't nobody thinking about what you talking about. She just frustrated sexually. Canada is frustrated sexually. Canada has been abused, misused by their liberals that are in power right now. And I'm going to just extend an olive branch. I'm going to get ready to play the rest of this. Let me play this last part that Doug Ford just said, and I'm going to tell y'all what's going on in Canada.
Working at is making sure that we're first in line for exemptions.
Good job, Doug Ford. Do you know what Canada is experiencing right now? We feel y'all pain. Canada is experiencing the same thing that we were kind of sort of going through as far as the feelings, not the circumstance, but the feelings that we were experiencing over the last 4 years. Boy, did we have it bad when we had Biden and Kamala Harris and Mayorkas and all of these people and Nancy Pelosi, and they was kneeling with the Kenta cloth over there at the African American Museum and Black Lives Matters. And, you know, we had these fake Dr. Fauci and the pandemic and inflation and eggs and the LGBTQ community. And they kept on promoting Billy Porter. And who else did we have? Who was that? We had Amanda Seals, and we also had to deal with Ebony K. Williams and Dwayne Wade. He kept coming out the closet. Will Smith was slapping people. We had some tough times over here inside of the United States of America. Oh boy, did we have some tough times in the United States of America. It was rough. And we had a bunch of liberals that was running the insane asylum, giving all of our money away, hiring 80,000 IRS agents. And then we was over here like, you know what? This is just too much. It's too much. And what Canada is basically experiencing is what we were experiencing. It was sexual frustration. Metaphorically speaking, sexual frustration. They couldn't release. They were dealing with somebody that was withholding every day. They had a bunch of friends. Canada is dealing with this prime minister is more of just of Justin Trudeau, right? He's more of what Justin Trudeau is. So instead of giving y'all a better alternative, they gave y'all Brandon Johnson. Y'all came from Lori Lightfoot. Y'all went into Brandon Johnson and his sexual frustration. You got to lay up with her every day. She whining, she complaining, and that's when guys give up. They say, you know what? Happy wife, happy life. Happy wife, happy life. We feel y'all. We feel your pain. We do. We get it, fam. We get it. Y'all ever thought about becoming the 51st state of America?
And we told the administration very clearly how we feel these tariffs are going to hurt the American people. Yes, it's going to hurt Canada, but it's going to hurt the American people.
We friend zone Canada?
April the 2nd, Markets will continue to tumble.
Too mad. That's
They're
a heck
down
of an
over $4
analogy
trillion.
right there.
Consumer confidence is down.
Now, that's a heck of a metaphor. It is a metaphor. We experience it. We experience it. Boy, do you know what it's like? You know what it's like when you can finally get some act right in your household and your kids is acting right and everything is good and you ain't got no problems and trouble. But when she got her friends over and they having a man hate session, girl, let me tell you what my husband did the other day. My boyfriend did this. We did that. We did this. We did that. Now they do it on social media. They don't do it in person anymore. They do it on social media. They don't do it in person anymore. And then you get home and you trying to figure out why she watching Wait to Exhale for the 7th time in a row. That's Canada. That's Canada.
Right now, investments are down. Inflation is happening. And plants, if they continue, assembly plants in the U.S. will close down. People will be out of work. And I can tell you, our closest allies right now are the American people. And so we're going to continue the conversations. David Patterson, our trade representative in the U.S., followed up. They've kept their word about following up. They had a great conversation last night with a USTR, which was very, very helpful. And we're going to continue on. They also agreed we're going to carry these conversations on next week. As Secretary Lutnick told us, he's not invading Canada and all the other nonsense that's been going on. He wants to boost up Canada. It's in their best interest. After, if I can put it bluntly, after they fill their plate.
You hear that? It's simple. It's very simple. We want to help you. We want to boost you up. We want to make you a better version of yourself. Hey, baby girl, Canada is like our girlfriend. Canada is like a spoiled girlfriend. Very, very spoiled side chick girlfriend. I'm going to boost you up. Let me get mine first, though. Let me fill my plate. He told you out of his own mouth. Talk to him. Tell us what the American agenda is again, Doug Ford.
What's been going on. He wants to boost up Canada. It's in their best interest. After, if I can put it bluntly, after they fill their plate. But I went on to...
We want you in our stable. Let me get full first. Let me get full. That's what the Trump administration told him. He said, listen, we want y'all to do well. Let us get our fill first. Translation, let us pay off this $36 trillion in the budget deficit. Let us make sure that we shore up our own American taxpayers. Let us make things more affordable for the American people. Let us give our own people jobs. Let us get rid of these illegal migrants that's over here inside of this country. Let us make sure that we trim the federal government so that we have less restriction. Let us make sure that we lower taxpayers' dollars and all of this stuff. After we get ours, you next in line. You want your exemption? Exemption for you. Exemption for you. After we get ours, after we fill our plate, everybody eat, B, but I'm no good to you and you no good to me if I'm pouring out of an empty cup. Doug is telling you, he's humbly telling you, hey, listen, the United States, they just want to get their plate. They want their fair share. You know, after they fill their cup, they belly, they full, they get their money, they do all of this, then guess what? We can come in and we can make sure that we get full too. And we no good without the United States of America. We no good without the United States of America. You see that? Got their mind right. Got their mind right. Got their mind right. Now do you see why we need men inside of the White House? This is why you need men in leadership positions. Everything is not negotiable. Some things are non-negotiable, but it's going to benefit you. It's going to work out in your best interest. We got to make sure that we close. America is closed for business. We are closed for repairs. We don't got nothing. Yesterday, you're going to see on the vlog today, I went out and I made sure that I gave out money. I tabbed to the streets. If I ain't got nothing to give you, then everybody going to starve. Everybody going to starve. If one thing that we learned during the housing crisis in 2008 is as the American economy goes, so does the rest of the world. So does the rest of the world. This is why we need men that stand on business, that say we not budging, we not moving. We going to move the way that we going to move. We not moving based off of your emotions and all of y'all protests. We're going to drag you along whether you like it or not. We're going to drag you along whether you like it or not. Shout out to the Trump administration and a special salute to our side chick Canada out here in these streets. I think that you guys are a great, phenomenal trading partner. And shout out to Justin Trudeau for stepping down, okay? Now you get why it's important to be tough. Now you get it why it's important for you to stand on your pivot. That's why. Let me read some of these super chats, and then we're going to go over to Trump. Trump did a special interview, and he spoke on Canada. He spoke on Elon Musk. He spoke on a lot of different things that's happened in the United States of America just yesterday. We'll get there. Jesus H. Christ says something equal Democrats on the pain they have caused. Clowns, monkeys equal Democrats on the pains they have caused this country over the last 4 years. Matt McThickens says, Anton, I'm not going to say that first name. Anton, I think I can handle that lady and Canada per your diagnosis, hence the name. Thank you for the super chat. Panoramic, Florida Panoramic says, Canada may sue us. Okay, that's cool. Rush King 19 says, hey, D, with all that is happening with the Dems looking for a new leader, ever wonder where in the world is Kamala embodying? They silent. She cooking her greens in a tub. Just the brown girl in America says, Jazz has been on my heart since Monday. Hope she is well. You gave her a little bit of your mind though over there. Chris Cunningham says, if Jazz was a country, it would be Canada. If Jazz was a country, it would be Canada. If Jazz was a country, it would be Canada. I'm going to save that joke. I'm going to save that joke for Monday night. Shout out to Rick. My girl Mika says all Canada had to do was say, okay, Poppy. I like that. I like that. I like that. Can't wait to have Mika on the live stream on Thursday. I appreciate you. Thank you, Dondrell. I appreciate you too. Thank you to everybody that support the platform. Thank you to everybody that hold us down. Trump, ladies and gentlemen. Trump recently did an interview with Laura, my girl Laura Ingraham, and she asked him some questions, and he said, listen, there's a lot of people that hate America that's in America. He spoke on Elon Musk, and he also spoke on the end game. What is the end game for Canada, and why does it seem like he has such a disdain for Canada? Well, he spoke on it. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. If you guys have not, make sure you join the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
A few hours ago, I sat down with President Trump in the diplomatic room at the White House. We talked Doge, China, illegal immigration. He even told us what he sees for Barron's future. But we start tonight with the big news, his conversation with Vladimir Putin. Mr. President, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We got a readout of your call with Vladimir Putin, and it was a fairly optimistic take. Vladimir Putin agreed to a ceasefire immediately on energy and infrastructure, right, but not to a 30-day ceasefire. Tell us what happened.
Well, you have a situation. We have a lot of guns pointing at each other foolishly because it would have never happened if I were president. That was not a war that was supposed to happen. And it did happen. So that's where we are. And right now, you have a lot of guns pointing at each other. And a ceasefire without going a little bit further would have been tough. Russia has the advantage, as you know. They have encircled about 2,500 soldiers. They're nicely encircled, and that's not good. And we want to get it over with. Look, we're doing this. There are no Americans involved. There could be if you end up in World War III over this, which is so ridiculous, but, you know, strange things happen. And I think we had a great call. It lasted almost 2 hours, talked about a lot of things, and toward getting it to peace. And we talked about other things also.
Was there non-negotiables mentioned by Putin? It was reported that, I think the Kremlin media actually stated that he demanded an immediate cessation of aid to Ukraine in order to get to get to this multi-step deal?
No, he didn't. We didn't talk about aid, actually. We didn't talk about aid at all. We talked about a lot of things, but aid was never discussed.
In the readout, it also stated.
Can we, again, I always like to give credit to the Trump administration because the one thing, and even my dog Uncut Underground has to admit, even some of the most liberal people, whether you like it or you don't like it, is that the level of transparency in this administration has to be a breath of fresh air. The level of transparency, the fact that he is willing to sit down, take the questions, take the interviews, do the press gaggles, get the interview questions off the cuff and all of that. Yo, we did not get this level of work. We didn't get this level of visibility. We didn't get this level of questions. It was all planned. It was pre-speech with Biden and all of this, and even Kamala Harris and stuff. She wouldn't even take questions or go on to opposing platforms until almost the end of the campaign season during her presidential election run. You can't hate the fact that the dude is being transparent about his calls to try to end the war and the ceasefires, trying to fix the federal government, all of this stuff. You can't hate on that. The level of transparency is beautiful. I love it.
That both sides want to get to an improved bilateral relationship, the United States and Russia.
That's true.
How can we trust that Vladimir Putin actually wants that, in that he's not also being influenced at the same time by his close friend, President Xi of China?
Well, look, we have our own discussions with President Xi of China, and he wants to get along also, and he's looking to get along, and we're looking to get along with him, and we will. We have a problem of trade where we have a very big imbalance with China. With Russia, we don't have that much trade, and they'd like to, and we'd like to also. They have some very valuable things for us, including very big forms
Shout
of
out to Young Reckless. I'm gonna read
They
this
have a lot of
short.
earth. You know, they have a big chunk of real estate, the biggest in the world for a country by far. And on that, they have things that we could use, frankly, and that other people could use. I think that President Xi would like to get along, and I think Russia wants to get along with the United States. I also think we're a much different country than we were just a few months ago. We're a country that's now respected. We were not respected. We were being laughed at. We had incompetent leadership. This was a war, as an example, that would have never happened if I were president.
Is part of your desire.
So wait, we want to actually do business with Canada and Russia. We don't look at them as enemies, but adversaries, but we looking to see where it is that I can benefit. If you can benefit, if you can benefit, I can benefit. What? That, you know what that sounds like? World peace. I don't want to say it too loud because I don't want to make anybody angry that wants to continue the war machine. World peace. We don't have to all get along 100%, but world peace. You mean no new wars and stopping wars that are already in flight that we inherited? What? That's crazy.
To forge this new relationship with Russia, also impacted by Russia's closer relationship since you left office in 2021 with China, because I think you talked about before the desire to box out China from that part of the world and have a closer relationship with Russia.
So as a student of history, which I am, and I've watched it all, the first thing you learn is you don't want Russia and China to get together. With that being said, no, it's not a big part of it, but maybe that'll happen or maybe it won't. Obama really forced them together through energy and bad energy policies, and what he did, so many different things. He forced a marriage which would never have taken place. It was not a natural. And for one reason, Russia has tremendous land, a lot of land, and China doesn't have enough land. Russia has a much smaller population than China. And it's sort of a natural, it was always a natural enemy situation. They're probably friendly now, but we're going to be friendly with both. I think we're going to be friendly with both. China needs us in terms of trade very badly, but we have to straighten out the deficit. We have now more than $1 trillion deficit with China. It's not even believable. And we're going to be doing something about that. And with Russia, they would like to have some of our economic power.
The criticism that you've heard since really 2015 is that you have more in common with Vladimir Putin than you do with globalist leaders, maybe some NATO leaders, and in this case, with Zelensky. You're both nationalists. Zelensky's more of a globalist. How do you respond to that criticism?
Well, I am a nationalist, but I'm a nationalist for the United States, not for anybody else. And it's interesting because there's nobody been tougher on Russia than me. I'm the one that pointed out Nord Stream 2, and I stopped it. Nord Stream's the biggest pipeline, I guess, in the world, taking care of all of Europe. And it was being built from before I got there. And somehow they were on the way. It was going to be, and I stopped it. It was just stone cold dead. I stopped it in its tracks. That's not somebody that's being particularly, it was the biggest project they ever had. I had it stopped. When Biden got in, he immediately approved it, like immediately. One of the first things he did in office was he approved Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2 until I was president. I said, what are you doing? You mean you're building a pipeline to Germany and various places in Europe. You're paying them billions of dollars a month, and then we're paying a lot of money to fight them. This is not going to work out well. And it stopped, and then Biden approved it, which was a really stupid thing to do, but he did it. And Putin actually said to me, if you're my friend, I'd hate to see you as my enemy. He said that very strongly. But I had, with all of that, I had a very good relationship with Putin. I had a very good relationship with President Xi, a very good relationship with Kim Jong-un of North Korea. Lots of good relationships. And that's a positive thing. That's not a negative thing. But at the same time, I'm about our country. So that's why we're talking about tariffs. We'll be taking in trillions of dollars.
I want to get to the tariffs in a minute because we're going to first hit the other big news of the day, which was the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court issued what rare statement about your suggestion on Truth that you posted earlier today that Judge James Boasberg should be impeached after he ordered those deportation flights to El Salvador halted, essentially turned around. The Chief Justice said it was more than two centuries. We understood that essentially impeachment was for very rare circumstances and not an appropriate response to rulings you disagree with. What's your reaction to the court's stepping in to make a statement here? They didn't make a statement when Joe Biden, decided to forgive all those student loans.
Well, he didn't mention my name in the statement. I just saw it quickly. He didn't mention my name, but many people have called for his impeachment, the impeachment of this judge. I don't know who the judge is, but he's radical left. He was Obama appointed. And he actually said we shouldn't be able to take criminals, killers, murderers, horrible, the worst people, gang members, gang leaders, that we shouldn't be allowed to take them out of our country. Well, that's a presidential job. That's not for a local judge to be making that determination. And I thought it was terrible. In fact, he said when they were well on their way, there was an order issued, as I understand it, to bring them back or to not let them go or something. And this is not something that the country would stand for. These people, they were let in here by an incompetent president who had open borders, and anybody throughout the world could come in. And we were given murderers. We were given people from mental institutions and prisons.
The judge is essentially saying, excuse me, Mr. President, that there still is a process in place. You can read between the lines. It hasn't been a full ruling yet. And I know the Justice Department is appealing this on a couple of different grounds, but this is leading people to wonder whether there are court orders that you will defy because you believe that the judge has no jurisdiction or they're political questions and not justiciable at all. And what would you say to that? Are there circumstances where you would defy a court order?
Well, I think that, number one, nobody's been through more courts than I have. I think nobody knows the courts any better than I have. I would say the chief judge does, but nobody knows them better than I have. And what they've done to me, I've had the worst judges. I've had crooked judges. I have judges that valued Mar-a-Lago at $18 million because that benefited his case, because he wanted to see me convicted of something. I have judges that had relatives making millions and millions of dollars on the election, ruling on the election.
But going forward,
I had judges that were so corrupt.
Because we all know that was outrageous.
I never did defy a court order.
And you wouldn't in the future?
No, you can't do that. However, we have bad judges. We have very bad judges. And these are judges that shouldn't be allowed. I think at a certain point, you have to start looking at what do you do when you have a rogue judge? The judge that we're talking about, you look at his other rulings, rulings unrelated. But having to do with me, he's a lunatic.
He wants details of when flights.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how a lot of these judges are allowed to stay in their seats, considering how bad some of the decisions are that they're making. Why would a judge want you to bring back illegal migrants that are already designated as gang members while still in the air back to the United States of America that's already on their way to El Salvador? None of it makes sense to me. Why would let me say that again. Why would a judge want any judge, doesn't matter who they're appointed by, and they had this judge make this decision within 2 hours. 2 hours. They were already on it. Why would this judge ask them to bring back migrants that's already over international waters back to the United States of America while in flight? It's crazy to me.
Departed and trying to, I guess they seem to be trying to lay the predicate for your administration having defied a court order. Now, you all have said you haven't given specific times, and you filed a motion in court, your Justice Department, to prevent any more information getting out about specific times of flights. Also. So that seems to be where this is going. Question. Do you have faith that the Supreme Court ultimately will rule in your favor in this case?
Because the job of getting people out of our country that are murderers, that are absolutely the worst people, the drug lords are causing such problems in this country. You know, drug lords came in, the biggest of them. They left other countries to come in here. They came through an open border. They're making millions of dollars destroying people's lives, killing people. And that's a presidential thing. We're supposed to be getting them out or getting them brought to justice. We had a judge, I would call him a rogue judge. You can call him whatever you want. I know nothing about him. I heard about this very late in the process, and I said, that's a strange order. You have local judges, local federal judges, period, and DAs and prosecutors, DAs, state attorney generals that want to really take over. I think some of it's for the publicity. They love the publicity. All of a sudden, they're on the front page of every newspaper, but they have no right to be.
I think that Trump is absolutely doing a phenomenal job. We're almost 2 months in. Tomorrow will actually be the 2nd-month anniversary of Trump actually taking a seat. He is talking, and he's absolutely 100% one of the best presidents of all time, if not the best president of all time. I want to spend a little bit of time on the next subject. Shout out to Trump. Shout out to Loren Ingram for doing a phenomenal interview. If y'all want to check out the interview, you can go do so over at Fox News. All right. Let me read some of these super chats, and I want to address something, or I want to get to something, because I think that this was a pretty good video, and I want to share it with you guys. Duran Lee says, let America get the big piece of chicken. No, we want all of the chicken first, and then we're going to let y'all get the vegetables. Wangguan AD says, Jamaica, I love and appreciate you and your family for pouring into your online family. I'm new to the bag chasers. It's time to level up for the next meetup. You ever think about doing it at a skating rink? I'm considering it. I am considering it. It's something that we've never done before. Usually we meet at a rooftop, at a bar, or something like that, and it's an event. It's a whole thing. But I'm considering it. I'm thinking about it. I'm really, really thinking about it. Young Reckless says, Anton, you called it stepdad is a thankless job. Umar Kid says she only respects her stepdad for taking care of her, but wants Umar to walk her down the aisle. At this point, Eric D have to appreciate MAGA. Facts. Death Note says, most countries don't want to mess up the bag. Policies that improve both economies mean less hostility and obviously less war. Is economy stupid? I agree. Frank Whitaker says, he dropped a couple of them. He says, President Putin echoed the same sentiments a couple days ago on the Times World Now Live. I think all who watch it will be amazed and optimistic that Mr. Putin wants to be an ally, and I love it. Also, Frank Whitaker says, I think it'll be a great partnership between the U.S. and Russia. Not only that, but also with Europe, who are closer than us, and who gets many of the resources from Russia. What do y'all think? I think that if we can get them in a fold, both Russia and China, and that we ultimately lean into world peace, I think that it'll be the best thing for everybody personally. But that's my own personal opinion. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Now, I got this video in my algorithm. Y'all didn't send this one to me. I found it myself. Popped up in my algorithm. And it's a man, I think his name is Dorian Develops. Dorian Develops. And Dorian Develops has a pretty popular YouTube channel. As of the recording of this video, this YouTube channel has 299,000 subscribers, almost 300,000 subscribers. Now, a lot of people will look at that and they will say, you know what? You need to quit your job. You need to make sure you be a content creator. You can make a whole lot of money and all this other type of stuff. I will tell you that one of the reasons you need to join the Patreon in an upcoming video that we have coming out is because I'm going to show you how to really leverage social media, how to get the bag. For those of you that are content creators, this is your time to shine. In addition to the live streams with Stock Club and stuff like that, I'm going to break down, I'm going to do a whole series on how you really need to leverage social media if this is the thing that you want to do and what it takes to be successful in it. I show my receipts. I show how much money I make. I show the work ethic that I have, show the behind the scenes. My whole life is an open book. This is the thing that I committed to. But in this video, Dorian Develops is explaining why he is going to passively, and when I say passively, I mean passively, probably still just upload videos when he feels like it at his own leisure, but that he prefers, and he's going back to get a 9 to 5. He's going back to working a regular job. That's what he says. That's the title of this video. Title of this video is, I went back to 9 to 5 after doing YouTube full-time for a year. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see what he has to say.
So I just gave up on being a full-time YouTuber again.
And if you want to, and he said again, so that means that he's done it multiple different times, tried to be a full-time YouTuber. If you want to go and check out his channel, you're more than willing to do so. That link will be in the description if I clip this up.
Now, maybe third time, I don't know. But I think I'm done this time. I think I am 100% thrown in the towel. I don't want to live in hustle mode all the time anymore. I am not happy making content as my job. It's definitely a lot easier to do YouTube when it's like a side project, a side hustle, something that makes you a little bit of extra money that you don't have to depend on as your full-time income, because it's just so inconsistent. And once you get to a certain point, you basically end up like just basically having to pander to sponsors and, you know, begging people to buy stuff or click on your links or, you know, selling people stuff. And it's not all that it's cracked up to be. And I personally just don't have a lot of, I don't know, call it ambition or motivation to try to like create courses or sell digital products or figure out ways to monetize my audience beyond just doing some sponsor deals and maybe some affiliate deals. And it gets rough after a while, right? Because then you constantly have to like think about video ideas, you try to ride trends, you try to do all the stuff that you need to do to, you know, make money on YouTube, to stay relevant, to get views, because if you don't get views, then you don't make money. And then, you know, that goes for ads and sponsors, right? Because sponsors look at your most recent videos and they see how many views you've been getting and they determine how much they're going to pay you based off of that. It's a grind that I don't want to do anymore. And I also like make good money on my day job. So I went back to a 9 to 5. I'm working.
Remember when people were going off on me for actually holding on to a 9 to 5 after I got an offer, a crazy offer, and they said, "Hey, Anton, I can't believe you even working a 9 to 5, whatever." Some people are naturally talented and they start a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel can be good, but they don't have that dog in them. And this is not a knock at him. I'm speaking about content creators in general. Some people don't have that entrepreneurial dog in them. And I'm talking about that dog like you are going to turn over every rock. You're never going to miss. You're going to make sure that you live stream, or you're going to drop content on a regular basis. You know, you work it like a job, but you work it like a business. And so you grind, you push, you hustle, you grow it. You find other people to contribute into it. You recruit people, you do interviews, you fly, you reinvest back into the business. You get the sponsorships, you do all of these different things. Some people don't want to do that, and that is okay. That is okay. And I tell people all the time that sometimes this life is not for you. Sometimes this life is not for you. A lot of times it is better. You can have the YouTube channel and you can upload what you want and you don't have to worry about it because you have a career. You have a regular job to fall back on. You have a regular job that you prefer to do. And so sometimes it is not ideal for you to be an entrepreneur. Forget YouTube, forget content creation. Most people, overwhelmingly, most people do not have what it takes to be a business owner. Most people don't have what it takes to work for themselves. They don't have what it takes to be a business owner. They don't have what it takes to work for themselves. It's not for everybody. It's not for the weak. And that's why, we are always going to have people that work regular jobs. We're going to have developers. We're going to have restaurant owners. We're going to have restaurant workers. We're going to have factory workers. We're going to have this person. We're going to have a 9-to-5. And I can respect that. I can respect when people recognize who they are. But I also want to say that for those of you that think that it's all glamorous, you really need to get behind the scenes. And I appreciate him for his honesty. You need to get behind the scenes to understand what it takes to be successful. You don't become incredibly successful. And another thing, a lot of subscribers or a decent amount of subscribers does not necessarily translate into great monetization. Let me say it again for the people in the back. A decent amount of subscribers does not translate automatically into getting to the bag. It is an art. And monetizing your platforms, getting the most out of it, making sure that you generate the most revenue, so on and so forth. It is an art. It really is. And it is a talent. It is a gift for the people that know how to extract the most resources out of something. It is something that cannot be taught. It is inherently in you. And some people have it and some people don't. Okay? So let's get back to what he was saying.
A contract job that allows me to travel and work remotely, but I am working a full-time job. I'm online 8 to 10 hours a day, depending on how busy I am that day, and I'm making good money. I'm really happy with being back to a 9-to-5. And it's funny because, it happened to me in the past, and then I felt like I didn't really get a good opportunity to do it the first time when I kind of gave up my job and tried to do the travel thing and full-time content thing, and then I did it again to really give it a try, and I did that for almost a year. And maybe I took the approach wrong. Maybe I should have stayed more on my niche and talking about stuff that maybe would have been better to have consistent sponsors with, and would have been better to maybe sell my audience stuff. But the irony is that my main content, which was like programming and software development, had to do with my day job. So it's like when I stopped talking about coding, because I'm not coding every day, and it's hard to give advice about programming and talking about software development when you're not really doing that as a job. And if you don't focus on like making tutorials and trying to make stuff that people could eventually purchase, or doing educational content that people can like come to reference when they're trying to learn things, then it just becomes very difficult to find things to talk about. And it's interesting because I've noticed that the educational content in the past doesn't do all that great. I've done some videos where it's more educational and like the ad revenue is terrible. Some of my worst ad revenue videos are videos where I'm talking about like how to teach something or going through a tutorial. And when I then just make a video of me like talking about things in the industry or trying to give like general career advice, those videos end up doing better. And I don't know, I wanted to make this video because I want to get back into vlog.
I don't want to get that level of information because I'm going to say that for the Patreon members. I'm going to say that to the bag chasers. So I'll explain, I'll do a deep dive into monetization, how to extract the most out of your platforms and all of that stuff. I'll do that on the Patreon. I'm going to hold off on that one.
Blogging a little bit. I want to get back into enjoying the content that I make. And I've determined that I think the best thing to do with my main channel is to just kind of let it sit for a little while. I uploaded a video recently. It had been 80 plus days since I recorded a video.
80 plus days since he recorded a video. 80 plus days, fam. That is almost a whole quarter. That is almost 3 months. Fam, I can't imagine not dropping a video in 8 hours, let alone 8 days, 80 days, 8 hours, 80 minutes. You probably get a different video from me every 80 minutes when you combine all platforms. You probably get 80 hours worth of content from me in 24 hours. I don't know. 80 days? Yeah, I would say that it's time to go ahead and get a regular job too, big dog.
Most recently released videos on that main channel were all pre-recorded. They were videos I recorded, over 2 months ago, and I batch recorded like 5 or 6 videos, and I've had editors working on them, and I started.
And you got
January,
editors
so
working on your stuff?
Have had a nice little break from YouTube, and it feels nice. I realized that one of the problems that I was having was that I couldn't turn it off. Right, today it's Sunday. I worked my 5 days this week, and when my weekend came, I turned off my computer. I went and did things with my family, had a nice Saturday.
And I think that that's respectable. I have no problem with that. I'm not personally built like that. A lot of content creators hit me up on a regular basis. A lot of content creators, some of your favorite YouTubers, some of your favorite content creators are a part of the Patreon. And a lot of content creators hit me up and they say, Anton, how do you do this? Anton, how do you do that? Or Anton, how can I stay motivated? Or Anton, how can I stream it? Listen, bro, it's that honestly, some people prefer to be family people. And I don't have no problem with that. Some people prefer to take weekends off. Some people prefer to do this. Some people, I don't have that in me. I don't have it when I'm sleeping. Sometimes I'm dreaming of my next idea. When I'm laying in the bed, I'm anticipating getting up. The minute that I get off the stream, I'm going right over to my other computer and I'm going to be doing a bunch of other stuff to make sure that I get this done and get that done and get this done and get that done. And even on Wednesday, I don't live stream on Wednesday night, which is the only weeknight that I don't live stream on. I'm developing a show that I might live stream on Wednesday night, or I'm preparing for my next live stream that I'm going to be doing, or the next video, or I'm a vlog and I'm doing this. It got to be in you. You got to love it. Some people love peace. Some people love going home to their family. And I love all of that. But I love the grind more. It is the process that you have to fall in love with. Honest to God on everything. It don't matter how many people watch. You got to be wanting to love to see the infancy of something grow into something bigger. The seeds start turning into an actual leaf, start turning into an actual tree. Whatever it is, you got to be in love with it. And it's not for everybody. It's not built for it. Some people don't like the jet lag. I ain't never got jet lag. I just go. You got to love it, and it'll show. Some people will jump online and, yeah, y'all, because you could tell. You could tell by the energy. You could tell by how enthusiastic they are, whether or not they interact with the chat, how easily irritated they are, and all of that stuff. You can tell when people are burnt out. Somebody said to me the other day, Anton, you got to slow down or you're going to get burnt out. I don't know if you've been following. I said it. Do you know who I am? I don't get burnt out. I become more motivated. Once I finish a project, once I do one thing, once I drop one video, I'll be thinking, oh man, I could do this now. I could do that now. I'm in love with the process. I love that. You got to love this game. A lot of people, somebody in the chat, I think Molly said it's saturated now. It's saturated with bad product, but the good is always going to shine through. The winners are always going to win. The people that got the fresh content, the people that's enthusiastic, the people that's excited to talk to other people on the platform. You got to love this. It's a hustler's mentality. Some people are talented, but some people prefer to have that work-life balance. I don't have no balance. I'm full throttle 100% of the time. I just don't have it in me to stop.
Now my wife and kids are at a pool party and I've got a little bit of free time on Sunday and I'm like, it's kind of nice. Let me make a video. But what was happening when I was doing this stuff full time was that every waking moment I was thinking about the next video. I was thinking about how I'm gonna make money. I was worried about not making enough money for the month. I was trying to figure out different ideas and different strategies for me to build stuff or make more videos, or just, it was constantly on loop in my head, just over and over, I gotta plan out some videos. I gotta edit some videos. I gotta talk to my editors. I gotta deal with these sponsors. I gotta deal with all this different stuff. And I realized that was just stress. It was stress because I was stressed out. And I did my taxes and I fly in here. And I, figured out how much I made last year, and I struggled so much and worked so hard, and my business barely made $55,000 a year. It's just hard to consider that good money when I went from, my day job that I was making 120 plus a year, with, full benefits and stuff. And now that I'm doing this contracting work, I'm doing more than that. I'm making more money than I was at my previous job with complete remote options and flexibility. And, you know, it is contract work, but it's pretty steady.
50,000?
I'm making good money now. And it's...
And that's why I tell people a lot of times, bro, just because people have 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 subscribers or whatever like that, bro, they better keep a regular job. You better keep a regular job just because people make this amount or that amount. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, y'all are very disillusioned about what people are making and what they generating, and y'all think that it has something to do with their subscriber count and all of that. It don't, bro. It don't. And these is for people that don't quit your day job. Don't quit your day job at all. Don't quit your day job. Stay focused, stay in it. Don't find yourself in a situation where you're not understanding what's going on, because you gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself trying to run out here with the big dogs.
So much less stress and so much less work at the end of the day, because I might be putting in a few more hours, but it doesn't feel as stressful as it did in the past. I made videos talking about like how I drank the hustle culture Kool-Aid and how I kind of fell for that. And there is something about like wanting to start your own business and wanting to be independent and not being a part of the rat race, but then you don't realize that that is also its own type of rat race. It's a little different, and it's way harder than working a job because there's more risk. And of course, with more risk, there's more reward. But the thing is that I had nothing that I could expand on beyond like trying to pump out more videos, because the truth is I didn't have any other business that I was doing besides making content. And from that perspective, and this is why I want to make this video, because I know that some people watch my stuff and they're interested in like YouTube, and I'm trying to like just talk a little bit more about what's on my mind and what I've been going through, and using this as like a form of therapy and just a video diary, vlogging. And I just wanted to say that it's just like you watch a lot of the stuff that makes you think that what you're doing and the life you're living isn't as great as it could be, and you start thinking about like, oh well, what if I would do this, and what if I would do that, and I don't regret starting YouTube. Like, I think that it was a really good thing for me. I think I learned a lot about like the potential of making money online. I learned about marketing. I learned about content creation. I made a lot of videos that I enjoyed making, but then it got to the point where I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And it's so nice to not have to worry about making a video for a sponsor. It's so nice to not have to worry about making content, to just make it.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you, big dog. It's a little different for me. And I am always trying to, honestly, I wasn't going to say this, because I have some channels that I'm a majority owner in, that I'm a part of, and then y'all are familiar with the 4 channels that are visible to y'all right now, which include the Millionaire Morning Show, the Anton Daniels channel, After Hours, and then the vlog channel, the new vlog channel that I've been dropping videos on every day. I'm thinking about starting another channel. I can't lie to you. I am strongly, I'm betting it out right now. I'm betting it out right now. I'm thinking about starting a 5th channel. I think it's going to be awesome. The idea that I have, and I don't want to say what my idea is yet. The idea that I have, I think it's going to be up. Honest to God, give me a month. Give me a month and a half. Give me a month and a half. Shout out to him. His name is Dorian Develops. If y'all want to go and check out his platform, y'all really more than likely should go over there and check it out. I am strongly considering what the next thing is. I'm thinking about starting another channel. No cap. C6ZR1. Why the C6 and not the C8? Do a car channel. Man, I can't keep up now. What you talking about? I am. I'm strongly thinking about doing another channel. So all right. Yep, I'm thinking about doing a 5th. How do you pronounce Darth Anton? Darth Anton. It's called Darth Anton. So, yeah, man. Nah, I think if I were to do one, I would do a C8. I wouldn't do a C6. I would get the new one. I would get the new, probably the ZR1, something like that. So we'll see. Anyways, make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. If you haven't already, make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Give me a month and a half. Give me a month and a half. I'll figure it out. Bet money is the car channel. We'll see. We'll see. Shout out to you, the Dailies Discourse. I love it. I love it. Anyways, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I think y'all are the greatest group of people on the face of the earth. Let me read these super chats. Berta's baby boy says, many are called, but few are chosen. The YouTube hustle isn't for everyone. Peace. YouTube is the hardest platform to break into. It's easy to do TikTok, easy to do Instagram. The consistency to get that up and get that popping is very, very, very easy. Long form content is the most difficult for people to sustain, break into, and be successful at. But it's where all of the money is. Even though I have 20 followers, my goal is 200,000. When I first got started, I only wanted 1,000 subscribers, and I was going to be happy. Is the web development a good career to invest time into? Like, there's demand for people who know how to create websites. I wouldn't get into websites. Websites that's not the thing that you should be shooting for. I would go AI, machine learning, cybersecurity, or cloud infrastructure. That's what I would get into personally. Armed man at the CIA headquarters. Popo standoff is in progress. Interesting. Well, we'll cover that tomorrow. Vaughn says, AD, I have another. 1, B-Days coming in 3s. Over here, second born to 10 Hubs 223. Now today's my firstborn, Bunny. Livia's birthday. She turns 4 years old, finishing up the decor. As always, earbuds in. Vaughn, happy birthday to the baby girl. Congratulations. I love people that love their people. C says, my YouTube is See Thy Wealth, building off the grid, wood forest in Belize. Property already had 13 mango trees, 3 coconut, plantain, bananas, surinme, cherry, plums, and more. My small home will be complete next month. Congratulations, big dog. Shout out to See Thy Wealth. We appreciate you. AR Smitty says YouTube is definitely saturated with bad product, much like the dating game is saturated with bad box. But if you the man, you're going to rise through and you're going to get that cream, right? He needs to be a bag chaser. All money in. It's got to be motivating, though. You got to have that motivation. From a verse video to now, you didn't skip a beat. I'm currently rewatching your weight loss challenge video. Even in your earliest videos, you have a purpose for the present day. Oh, you like that. You like that. Oh, I think they like me. I think the issue also was only one source of income. Possibly. Who knows? Again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody that hold me down and support the platform. I love you and I appreciate you. I guess y'all can catch the vlog tonight if you know where to find it. But make sure you tap into the Patreon. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'm out.